All right. Last night's theme was like a commercial for the expansion of government. Tim Walz, and I don't know if he actually listened to the words coming out of his own mouth or what.
When Republicans use the word freedom, they mean that the government should be free to invade your doctor's office. Corporations free to pollute your air and water. And banks free to take advantage of customers. But when we Democrats talk about freedom, we mean the freedom to make a better life for yourself and the people that you love. Freedom to make your own health care decisions. And yeah, your kids' freedom to go to school without worrying about being shot dead in the hall.
Oh, okay, hold up. Shot dead in the hall? No, Tim. Republicans want the freedom to shoot back so our kids don't die. I happen to notice that all those kids shot in schools happened in gun-free zones, which was a program of your running mate's predecessor, Joe Biden. And most of them happened in far-left, heavily gun-controlled states like Connecticut, California, Washington, Oregon, and Maryland. I also happen to notice that there has never been a shooting in a school that allows teachers to carry. A Republican initiative, I might add, Timmy. And to say Republicans want the government free to invade your doctor's office? I find this rich coming from the party that just settled a lawsuit because they literally invaded doctors' offices with lawyers during COVID if they prescribed ivermectin. Democrats went after medical licenses of those doctors' offices, challenging the government narrative. I love when he used the word invade, too, considering his running mate with Biden authorized the invasion or the raid of their political opponent's home at Mar-a-Lago by a prosecutor that a court found to be they illegally appointed. And in the same breath, claims that it's Democrats that want the freedom for people to make their lives better. This guy ordered his state troops to shoot people in the neck with paintballs who dared go out on their porch during COVID. Tim is on the same ticket that wants to raise your taxes, thinks the state is more qualified to decide whether or not you chemically castrate your kids, and he wants to take the guns out of your hands. The word freedom shouldn't be within 100 miles of this DNC. He repeated the lie of Trump's 2025 project.
Some folks just don't understand what it takes to be a good neighbor. Take Donald Trump and J.D. Vance. Their Project 2025 will make things much, much harder for people who are just trying to live their lives. They spent a lot of time pretending they know nothing about this. But look, I coached high school football long enough to know, and trust me on this, when somebody takes the time to draw up a playbook, they're going to use it.
Yeah, but even CNN debunked that one on the same night. A rare glimpse of journalistic integrity from the resident fact checker over there.
But not only said them out loud, he wrote a book about it. What's it called? Project 2025.
That is false. Trump did not write Project 2025. The project's big policy document published by the Heritage Foundation think tank lists dozens of people as authors, editors, contributors. Donald Trump is not among them.
Just facts. What does Tim know about that? But what really struck me about last night was this soft-handed peddling to the beta male. But when I heard them actually say it, I almost spit out my drink.
They are doing so in trying to put forward male figures, Tim Walz being one of them, Doug Emhoff last night, who can speak to men out there who might not be the sort of testosterone-laden, gun-toting kind of guy who wants to listen to Hulk Hogan.
You nailed it! You just described every male Democrat in America. She went on to say that this is about men that aren't too proud to support a woman. Stop. This is such BS. Republicans have no problem supporting a woman, just not that woman, because she stole half her party platform from the Communist Manifesto. We showed you the 2x2 side to side last night. The other reason I don't support that woman is because of these women. Gretchen Whitmer tweeted out something that 20 years ago would have ended a campaign, but now it seems fine with like low-T Doug Emhoff running for First Lady. This looks like a gang of garden club ladies ready to write letters to the Homeowners Association. They say they're fighting for all of your rights, when in fact the only thing they have fought for was to shut down your business, cram COVID-positive elderly people into overcrowded retirement homes, and higher taxes. What they should be fighting was their hairstylists and pantsuit tailors. Yeah, I cannot understand why the Democrat Party has flocked to this weak victimhood status. This is why we're going to lose wars in the future. God forbid. It's like a rush to the, I don't know, least breedable version of a man. You got drive-by vasectomy trucks at your convention. You have abortion on demand, and you have banners that say everything but govern me harder. This whole week has been an ode to the least qualified, least successful, least American. Hell, the only flags I see flying outside were Palestinian flags. There wasn't a medium rare steak, a barbell, or a toolbox within 50 miles of this place. And the only V8 engines that were allowed there were ones of the personal security vehicles and the armed guards of those same people that don't want us to have them. But that didn't stop Van Jones from trying to salvage whatever he could.
I haven't seen so many USA. There's a muscular patriotism associated with Kamala Harris. There's a musculature to what she's saying. She wants to fight.
No, it's not. There's nothing muscular about that. And this is why we've covered this DNC, folks. I don't know what was better, though. That or this. There was actually a breakout seminar there called Spotting and Preventing Infiltration. You cannot make this up. It must not have been a very comprehensive course, because look at this. There is Matt Walsh, the super conservative guy who makes movies and does this undercover. This is him walking around in the background of a CNN interview with Chuck Schumer. Gold. Just absolute gold. But I think the sweetest justice of this entire week was that Oprah Winfrey spoke last night. The same Oprah Winfrey that in 1988, she was one of the original people to suggest that Donald Trump should run for president.
Last year criticizing U.S. foreign policy. What would you do differently, Donald?
I'd make our allies, forgetting about the enemies you can't talk to so easily, I'd make our allies pay their fair share. You can't keep going on losing $200 billion, and yet we let Japan come in and dump everything right into our markets and everything. It's not free trade. I mean, you can respect somebody that's beating the hell out of you, but they are beating the hell out of this country. Kuwait, they live like kings. The poorest person in Kuwait, they live like kings. And yet they're not paying. We make it possible for them to sell their oil. Why aren't they paying us 25% of what they're making? It's a joke.
This sounds like political presidential talk to me, and I know people have talked to you about whether or not you want to run. Would you ever?
Oh, would he ever? How you like them apples, Oprah? This entire DNC is like the protest outside from their own party. It's like a scene out of a Star Wars bar. You want them running our country? I sure don't.